Hey guys, Batman Mark at Nerds in a Bar, and we're here at DC Collectibles with one of our favorite friends.
And not
Tim
in a bar
Fletcher.
at the moment, but that doesn't mean that can't happen.
You're welcome to join us.
That
You're
needs to
welcome
happen.
us. You tell me when you're free, brother.
That's so
we're
good.
going out drinking.
I love that name. It's
All
great.
right. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for dropping off. I got got all your new stuff.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
excited for you, man. That's
Thank you
great.
so much.
All right. Well,
So
you're always
let's
ready
run-
for Batman Black and White.
Absolutely. One of my favorite lines you guys always do.
And so what's really cool about this, and we'll have to talk to you before it happens, we're going to be closing in on number 100 of this, which if you can believe it. So this is over 13 years old now. We're at 80-something at this point.
Okay. I thought that was the 100th thing.
Oh, no. I wouldn't just throw that on you out of the blue. Come on, not for
me.
Not for Mr. Batman himself. So the new ones anyway, the Kenneth Rockerford Batman's pretty funky, real different than anything else anybody's seen in terms of a Batman design. He just kind of made it up and said, can we do this? I'm like, yeah, haven't done that one yet. We have a second version already. This Batman Who Laughs sold out so fast.
Right.
It's already the second version. As you know, we flipped the bases around once the second edition. So it's white and it's got the metallic finish on it.
Very
Super
cool.
cool looking. That character's been a breakout character for DC. And the metal line, and it's just, he's huge.
Tremendous.
You're gonna see him 3 times in this very booth.
Okay.
That's
Very
how much
cool.
you like him.
That's it.
So Mark Silvestri Batman, this has been on the schedule for quite a while. And the exciting thing about this, it's the first Batman Black and White sitting down. That's
how I
it.
saw that.
Yep.
Love that.
It's a big deal. And did you see the back yet?
No.
So we know he's the master of branding. So there it is. but you know what's so cool? Look at the cape on this thing. It's crazy.
And
It's
that's
so
in line
cool.
with what's going to be coming in 2020 when somebody else gets the action figure line.
Capes.
Capes.
People love capes.
He knows how to do capes well.
I mean, we have a lot of capes to go through here.
Yes, you do.
So
you
we
always do capes well.
I think so. I should just start wearing them really to the show.
I don't know why you. I mean, the jacket's nice, but put on a cape.
I just cut off the arms. It's a cape.
Okay, there you
So
go.
we're gonna roll into Joe Mad. So another guy we've been wanting to work with for a long time on Batman Black and White. And what I think again, this really speaks to what Collectibles does really well, is taking all different styles of art and just bringing it into 3D. Because the difference between that and this guy, it's just all over the place. But that's what we love to do.
Absolutely, and you're very good at doing it. I mean, the black and white is my favorite assortment.
I really would have guessed that's true.
Yes, absolutely.
So
This one's interesting.
So Harley, this a couple years ago, we decided, well, this line's doing well. Harley's super popular. Why not just roll out a Harley line like a companion piece? So at this point, we've done, I don't know, about probably 10 or 12 of these Harleys so far. So John Timms is the guy who was drawing the book for quite a while. He might still be on it now. But she's obviously either raided Batman's closet or somehow got the stuff. She's goofing around with it and trying it on.
Right.
And right next to this super creepy Greg Horn Harley statue, which was from a cover from the book, yeah. So I don't know how many faces she has under there, but at least those two. But that's
the
from
fact that she's holding the coffee cup or the.
yeah, it's actually a metal mask.
It's a metal mask. That's awesome.
So it's from that, the whole run of metal,
Right.
which, you know what? Since we're talking about metal, let's talk more about metal.
There we go. More metal.
So let's get to regular Batman first, because these are all the evil Batmans.
Right.
So I don't know if you like evil Batmans or just nice Batmans.
I'm really more into the nice Batman.
Okay.
But you know what? There's always a little evil in me too.
Well, this Batman has a little something with him as well.
Oh,
So he has
he's got
baby
baby
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
So what's cool about this, if you're like, you set these all up and you're like, I don't need to see him carrying around baby Darkseid all day. You can magnetically unassemble it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And Darkseid comes off. So you can have Batman with that head, or he can come with his, regular old angry
face.
Batman head. And he's got to be angry. Look at all these evil Batmans running around. So if you're tired of fighting evil with a baby tied to you, then put the other head on. I know that's what I would probably do.
And this storyline has just blown up.
Oh,
big.
it's crazy. So we decided to go ahead and, it was so big for DC, we decided to make all the evil Batman, including this insane Devastator figure. Like, he's so big, he's crushing his own base. He can't even deal with these bases. They're too small.
The detail you guys put into that.
And what's really cool about this is he has a magnetic repositionable head. So you can have him face, you can give him a little attitude, put it this way, put it that way, display it like this if you want. It'll be good. So it's actually pretty cool.
That's beautiful.
Back here, Murder Machine is also going to have detachable magnetic arms. It's like, he's obviously a...
Interchangeable arms?
Yeah, you can be able to pull them off.
So these are statuettes
They're
with
statues.
interchangeable parts.
We don't do it that often, but for this line, we really would want to do some special stuff.
It lends itself to it. It's just beautiful.
It's really cool. And so then we have, the drowned figure here, and you've got the, Red Death back here. What's cool about that one, the whole back of it is open and has a bunch of bats sculpted coming out of him. So that's what that looks like back there.
What they are.
Yeah. And then on the end, you have another version of Our Favorite Man Who Laughs with these creepy Robin minions all chained up and scratched at the base.
That's beautiful.
It's really a beautiful line of
statues.
So this
is number 2.
Yeah, so this goes all the way from the beginning of the year till the end of the year. Just keep rolling them out.
Second Batman Who Laughs.
Yep, second. Unless you count that.
Unless you count that,
so
right?
maybe I might be one off if you count that.
All right.
So up here we're going back to your more traditional, Bat family stuff.
The multi-part statue.
So as you know, we've done all the other multi-parts before. These are, if you look at just the size of these, I'll hold this one up for now. You can see they're a lot smaller. We've made art; they're usually like 9-inch figures,
right.
But we want to do something a little different. If people don't have to sink a ton of money in, if you just want a cool Red Hood, who's a new one for the show, there he is. He looks great even by himself. I suggest you buy them all, of course. But still, if you just need a Red Hood or just you're in the mood for a Robin or a Nightwing, what's really cool about these, I like to point out to everybody, is the detail on the base. Like obviously the elephant's harkening back to a circus past. You've got the gargoyle librarian reading the book over here. He's got Goliath with him. So it's actually...
It's an inside joke?
Yeah, it's really some little Easter eggs for everybody. And you can reposition them, however you want. If you want to line them up like... You can line up the statues this way.
Right.
You can put them that way. So they're designed to do a lot of different things. You can kind of put them however the order you want to put them in. And Red Hood, like I said, again, is the newest one for the show.
That's great. Is that the first Red Hood you've done?
No.
In a statue?
No.
Okay.
There was an Arkham one. Remember a couple of years ago?
Yes.
We did that one, and then we did one for his animated series too. But it's not like that one. It's very different looking.
Beautiful stuff.
Thanks, man.
And we're moving over to the designer series.
And Batman Mark, you're going to be the happiest Batman Mark for the next couple of things. There's a lot of Batman coming.
Here we go.
So
my favorite's up there too, the Frank Miller.
We'll talk about that one.
Okay.
So Jennifer San is great. Her cover art's been great for all the things she's done for DC. So we really want to celebrate her work at the big size. And when we get to the 12-inch statues, it's really about celebrating the artists that just have a big contributors to what we've done. Obviously, Jim Lee's done a couple things for the company, on and off. So we made a big Nightwing. I do really like this stick of spinning this stuff around.
Yeah,
that's super fun to do that. This was originally a Batman black and white statue. I don't know if you remember.
I haven't.
Okay, so we actually blew it up and resculpted the whole thing.
No kidding.
So
it's a new sculpt altogether.
He scanned in. Yeah, we basically scanned him in so there was a core to work with, and then blew him up.
Beautiful. My favorite.
So,
I have the shirt and I forgot to bring it this year.
So this actually is what got me. So I reading comics since I was a kid, and I kind of drifted off after a while. This thing came out, and I'm like, all in. I totally am happy again. So for me, finally getting this piece out there is like since I've been in collectibles, I want to do this thing. And John Matthews, as you know, is one of our longest standing sculptors we have. It's something he wanted to do as well. So we finally said, you know what, let's freaking make it.
Good.
So it's amazing though. So John is now doing a lot of stuff digitally, but I asked him to go back and do it traditionally.
Beautiful.
He's like, come on, man.
So
I just
learned the whole thing.
That one. He's like, I'm doing everything this one. I'm like, I know, but this one we need it crunchy. You got to get in there and give it all that
Details
stuff.
on the back.
Yeah, he's really. I think he's probably. There we go. So if you get in, you can see all the damage and the little scarring. And the back of the cape's really awesome.
Are you going to make a mutant leader?
Oh my God, I love that guy.
Could you imagine? put them next to each other?
That'd be insane. Yeah, just the same kind of battle pose thing.
Exactly.
Well, we can have you and me model for it,
dude.
Make a battle
statue.
Battle statue.
Yeah, I am a mutant.
So Lee Bermejo is one of our favorite other illustrators. This guy's amazing. The work he's doing on that Batman Damn book and the Joker book that he did and everything else. Guys, it's great. So
I love the chainmail popping.
So again, Gene St. Jean, who I know you've heard of him, that's him. Yep.
He sculpted that.
Yeah, so that's him.
Hey Gene, shout out. We love this piece.
Yeah, man. And Gene Gene has sculpted every Lee Bermejo statue. So anything Lee. So they have a really good they're in sync with each other. And every time it's a Lee Bermejo, he's like, "Can you get that guy Gene?" I'm like, "Pretty sure." he'll want to work with you.
That's
But I mean, it's almost like he's making real chainmail.
Right.
I mean, look at that
exactly.
stuff. It's
The detail on
ridiculous.
this is beautiful.
I'd actually turn it around, but he's glued down to the base.
And the motorcycle boots.
Yeah,
The
so
chap
good.
Boots, love that.
That whole design is great. Obviously, that's it's a pretty rugged Batman. You got that much chainmail, it's gonna be pretty tough to punch your way through that. So, you want to do Batman or this? Your choice, Batman. There.
Love the
Oh,
figures.
I don't
Let's do the
believe it.
figures.
I don't believe it.
We're going to the figures.
Okay.
I'm also a closet Nightwing fan, so
I mean, that's fair,
Exactly.
right? I mean, he was
Right.
Batman for a while.
absolutely.
Let's not forget.
the prodigal son.
Always.
Always.
So DC Essentials is our regular size action figure line. As you know, we've been doing these a long time at this scale. It's kind of great. So we got Harley, we got your closet Nightwing figure. That didn't come out right. But anyway, there he is.
Coming
He
out of the
looks
closet.
yeah, beautiful. So what I like to show you guys here, I'm going to just go over here for 1 second. So we decided to make bases.
You're bringing out bases.
So it's there's two of them for $10, which is really great. You can pose them however you want. I think you on here there's you've got the three. You can screw the. You can get in here if you want to tighten these up, and it helps position them better.
Okay.
So super fun. But here's
Now,
all
are
the
the bases for sale as well?
Yeah. So there are two of those for $10.
Okay. And
So
then what
that's really
about the
fun.
display pieces?
Yeah, one of these days we'll make that.
Okay.
Hopefully, I shouldn't promise that.
People are looking for that type
I
of
know, people ask us
figure.
every year.
Accessory.
Yeah, super cool.
All right. And then we're
Okay.
going to jump up top real quick to
Now
the deluxe
this
figure.
is what I really want to. This thing's freaking great. So this is a 9-inch Batman figure.
9 inches, new scale for you
Yeah.
guys.
So we're actually, and he's got 3 heads. As you can see, he's got all these cool different heads he comes with. And what we really want to do is take like the level of detail here and bring it to a figure.
Wow.
So that's why we want to go up to 9 inches. The base isn't final, but something like that. It'll help because you're going to stand him up. He's going to need a bigger post than that thing.
Absolutely.
But the detail in this thing is amazing. Got a ton of articulation. He'll have, I can't
how
see,
many
3
points?
different batteries. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Okay.
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah, he's even
More
got
than 20,
he's
less
even
than
got
100.
he's yeah, less than 100. He's even got the bendy toe, and he has 3 different battle ranks. He has a posable cape.
I love the wire capes again. You guys
It's
always
so
do
good.
that. I
It
love
makes
that.
a big difference when you're trying to set up a scene for somebody.
All right, now is this real or is this just a demo piece?
This is not a figment of your imagination. It's actually so. Yeah, this Harley is actually we're actually producing this thing. So it's a life-size Harley at that size. Well, this is a little tall. She's only about actually 5'6" or 5'7", according
base?
to. Yeah, it won't come on this giant base. It'll be a flat metal base.
Okay.
But according to Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, she's between around 5'6" and 5'7".
Excellent.
So that's really cool. It has a big piece of smoke that blows out, but it's not
All right.
left in the packing crate.
We do have to move on here.
Yep, here we go.
got to keep our appointments.
Yeah.
This is the Luchador line. Explain this to us real quick.
Okay, so what's fun about this line, if you look at what's important in the luchadors and Lucha Libre and DC characters, there's masks, there's secret identities, sometimes there's capes. They have, Technicos and Rudos, and we have good guys and bad guys. There's so many similarities. And sometimes we do cool stuff like Batman's face masked in the back of the Deathstroke chair. But they're going to have like specific tattoos for themselves and all this other cool stuff. So,
Very cool.
And how many Metallos have you seen? Not too many, but there he is.
That's great.
Yeah, finally has a wrestling robot.
Finally, it's a wrestling robot, Metallo.
So
All right,
here's the
let's
last
drop
one.
down.
Promise you,
Last
there
one.
he is. So there's
Man
another
Who
man who
Laughs.
laughs in there. Really
This
cool.
is the Cowl series.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah, so we made him like more like a half-size thing because we were going to do him full-size, but how many are you going to get? There's only so many going to fit in your
And
house.
you need to make them easy enough for price point for a
Yeah,
purchase.
they're around $90, and they are super heavy. So you just pick this. If you feel this thing,
Holy
yeah,
crow.
everyone's like, oh, it's pretty weighty.
Yeah.
So it's got some.
That's a
heft
pretty
to it.
big paperweight.
Yeah, it's yeah, or bookends. I think.
Bookends, yeah.
But they're really nice. We're super proud of these things. They look great.
And now you're
and-
staying with the comic book cowls only.
I mean, for now, that's what we're doing, yeah. And if there's a comic book one that we're not doing, you should probably let me know.
Okay. I was looking for the 66 cowl.
No, well, not yet.
Not yet.
So Engines of Chaos is another new line we're doing. So this one, Ra's al Ghul's pretty much done what he said. It's like, I'm going to wipe this place out.
Transform the world.
So he does. And what's left here are these statues. Well, the people they represent, perhaps, not these actual statues. What's
Like
cool
a-
about
like
this?
A Mad Max
Yeah.
style.
What's cool about this thing is Lobo's dog is going to be in the back of the wheel like a big hamster wheel spinning around. And it's super fun.
great.
So Batman looks great. He's dealing with some Joker problems as
Joker-
usual.
Joker robots.
Yep.
Yeah, Joker bots.
And Harley will be the only one where there's any greenery, because she's basically, after everything's been wiped out, she's like, well, I can still make stuff. And I don't know what else she's making in here. It's all kinds of weird business going on. Full-size Wonder Woman shield.
Nice.
We're not getting any price for this yet, but it's actually got a really nice Interior.
My arms are too fat for that. Go ahead. Let's demo that.
It's got leather straps in there, but you can pretty much wear it. So, you know.
That's wild.
So it's pretty cool. We don't have it priced out yet, so we're still producing it, but
This is still a prototype.
yeah, so it's gonna be pretty hard. But we looked at all the different comic shields we've done over the years, like Terry Dodson and George Perez and Adam Hughes. Then we took elements we like from all of them and just put them together.
Beautiful. Artist's Alley line.
So, the thing is with this, Gotham's always been a bit of a mess. Look at it now. It's just gotten worse. I don't know what the property values even are at this point. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. So Jim Groman's the original Madballs creator.
Yes.
So we called him up after we met him at a show and said, would you want to be interested in just taking a crack at some Batman stuff? And he couldn't start him fast enough. But he actually designed and sculpted these himself. So super cool. I mean, there's so much going on with all these. There's a whole nother story behind these. I don't even know what it is right now. There's just so much crazy stuff going on.
Next year on that.
Yeah. And also in the same line, it's Artist Alley again with Christy Zula. What's good about this Artist Alley again shows the diversity of product that we can hit from one artist to the next.
I love Zula's artwork.
She's great.
Amazing.
Really great to work with. What's really cool
Almost
too.
animated, but yet still.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of attitude too. I mean, even though the expressions on their faces, and what's really cool, we emulated what she does with the eyes. She did a lot with all these. She kind of had like a fade in them, so we tried to match that. And the attitude on their expressions of them are just great. And look, Streaky's here.
That's great.
So very cool.
And then you've got the black and whites on the.
Yeah, there's a black and white version of these as well. I mean, you've seen these before, Mark. So these are our big giant statues.
Yes.
They're like
You do
350.
miniatures.
So we're just making small versions of them.
So I can afford them.
Yes, exactly. So these are
Two kids in
unpainted.
college.
When that's done.
When that's done.
Yeah. So these are just unpainted versions of them. Man, that one's great because that was a really expensive piece.
That's huge. I love that.
Yeah, Phil Ramirez killed
Grab
that
that
thing.
Dark Knight Returns on the horse. That's beautiful. That was one of my favorite statues
It's
you
so
guys
cool.
did from
Yeah.
that line, and that I just couldn't afford to
It's
get it.
really big piece. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I had 3 in college at that time that came out.
Yeah, Phil's great. He nailed that sculpt
Beautifully.
So
And then
Bombshell's
when
still
Bombshells
cooking along.
continue.
Yeah, so we're doing a celebration statue because we're just celebrating that's still successful. So we did 2 of our breakout characters, Batgirl and
Very
Supergirl.
popular.
Yeah. So we went ahead with them.
Supergirl.
Yep.
Supergirls.
So, and this is cool. We went back and did the whole like I-beam thing up there.
Nice.
And then we've got Death coming out. That's bringing Death to Toy Fair. You're
Is
welcome.
that the first Death figure you've done?
No, not well for Bombshells. Yeah.
For Bombshells.
But we've got a couple of Death. We did Death and Sandman bookend and some other things for
Right, the
Vertigo.
bookends, right.
Yeah,
Right.
and then Mary Shazam's going to be coming out after that. As you probably already know, their costumes are kind of based on band leader looks anyway, so kind of perfect for that.
That's great.
And we have the same creative team that we've had the whole time. And then
Cover Girls.
So Cover Girls by Joelle Jones. This has been great. She's been really a great collaborator to work with.
I'm familiar with her.
She's doing she did a lot of cover art, and now she's doing interiors for Catwoman.
Okay.
So, but her women's faces that she does are really distinctive. They're really strong looking. Of course, we've gone back and done our fancy fishnet technology, and we've done for some other things. And that one almost made it for the show, but wasn't quite done. So Huntress isn't quite here yet.
Okay.
But again, you can see the the artwork and then the
art.
sculpting. That's right there.
Beautiful. And then, of course, my favorite cartoon figure assortment.
Besides Batman Black and White, this is your other favorite
This is
thing.
the cartoon stuff.
Yeah,
always
so
gets
it's amazing. So that's gone on this long. We're over 40 figures in. What's really cool, we finally got to that Scarecrow, which everyone's screaming at us for, like, where is it? From the first one. But he also comes now with a snarky little Jonathan Crane's head.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Hardak.
I love Hardak. He's so
do
cool.
I have a pin of that.
But now you love him even more because
Yes.
the face comes off. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he has his gun hand. Look at his fingers, got a little gun on it.
Right.
And then there's, obviously we went back for doing Two-Face.
And the Gray Ghost.
That's great, right? It's
That's
so
beautiful.
fun. And this is super awesome.
Love the motorcycle and
So-
the helmet's on it. Does
Yep.
the helmet come off?
Yeah, it's gonna have it's detachable. It's also what's cool about this. It actually has so it's got a posable cape
Right.
for more motorcycle action. It actually so the lights up. It's got a tail light. The wheels actually move. This figure's totally resculpted, by the way. It's a brand new Batman figure because you have to get him to sit on the bike. Yeah. So there's a light up here. This will be a little more frosted, so it's not so bright.
Right.
And you've got the speedometers in here, and I assume he's watching TV.
Or communicating with Oracle.
Or maybe that would be wiser. Yeah. And then this is the base is actually reversible, so you can put the disc city street, or you can put the more streamlined kind of.
Racing off.
Yeah, and you also have this. You can when you put them in there, you can move them around. So that's pretty
beautiful.
cool.
So multi-positional.
Yeah, so that's a super cool toy. So we actually contacted Paul Dini and Ty Templeton and said, you know what? There's a lot of characters that came out after the show was even on the air.
That's right.
So why don't we hit those guys up? So obviously Red Hood came out later, Asbat. Deathstroke actually couldn't be on the show because his name's too scary. So like him.
Paul and Wade Wilson?
I wasn't involved with the show when it came.
I got to talk to Bruce Timm about that.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Paul and Bruce obviously did what they did over here. So we're taking inspiration from what they did and just starting a whole new line of stuff.
I love that part of it too.
Could be great.
Carrying it forward.
Yeah, like that Batman armor thing is amazing. So it's
had the show been able to continue on as the animated series.
Yeah, it's its own.
This could have been the next Inception.
It's its own new thing. So it's going to be pretty cool.
That's
all right, man.
great.
Well, we made it, Mark.
Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
Sir.
Thank
you too,
you,
man.
Jim.
All right, I like your new company name. Super
Thank
good.
you very much. And for you, we have a present.
Uh-oh.
As an honorary member of Nerds in the Bar.
What could it
Even
be?
't haven't been there yet, you got your
Ooh,
Toy Fair
fancy.
exclusive Nerds in a Bar
I
pen.
can put it on my badge right now.
You can. I'd appreciate it if you would.
There you go. You gotta stick the pin through. There you go.
Just don't poke yourself. I've done that too many times this week.
There you go.
Thank you very
Nerds in
much.
a Bar. Always great to talk to you guys.
From the DC Collectibles booth with Jim Fletcher, this is Batman Mark, and we're out.